LA Rams back at home this week, relegated to the role of spoiler realistically. They will try and spoil the Seattle Seahawks season, who are no longer in first in the NFC West.
Jacobs with running room right up the middle. Jacobs is on his way. The Raiders are going to win this game.
Before the season started, who'd have thought that in Week 13 it'd be the Seahawks on the verge of making the playoffs and the Rams the postseason long shot.
There's a straight handoff. Pacheco dances up the middle and in.
But that's where we stand, getting ready for the first of their two matchups this season, round one before these two teams lock horns again in the final week of the year. Seattle doing itself no favors this past week against the Raiders at home with a 40-34 OT loss.
Seattle falls to 6-5 in the NFC West. What a game.
For all the concern over an offensive drop-off this season, that hasn't been the Hawks' issue. In fact, the team has the league's fourth highest scoring offense, and they were 8 points better last week.
Walker to the end zone. Touchdown.
But Geno Smith cost his team with two untimely turnovers, a pick and a fumble.
The old schoolyard crisscross.
The crisscross applesauce.
Aside from that, he was solid, 320-plus yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging almost 9 yards an attempt.
Geno gonna go deep down the sideline, got a man, touchdown. Tyler Lockett.
Geno loves Burger King. Did you know that? Every game you hear him, DK. Have it your way. Have it your way. 11 of Smith's Week 12 throws were to Metcalf, who totaled 90 yards on the game.
Smith going to go down the sideline, has a man open, and he's got it. That is DK Metcalf.
Tyler Lockett had 3 grabs for 68 yards and a touchdown. The Hawks' passing attack still very much about that duo.
Wide open over the middle is Tyler Lockett. Lockett on the move.
Where's the beef going to be in this game? Look at me including the Wendy's legend. Well, it'll be sizzling when Jalen Ramsey and Metcalf square off. Those dudes are not fond of one another. Ramsey and the Rams defense has not played the pass great this season. Ramsey with a rating allowed of 125.
He goes back in. Jalen Ramsey has no idea where Travis Kelce is.
Will Geno have time to throw? More than you might think, given the Rams have only tallied 22 sacks this season, and they're coming off a game where they didn't get to Patrick Mahomes once.
4-man rush. Mahomes pumps over the middle, has a completion. It's Justin Watson wide open.
LA has been stronger this year against the run, allowing less than 100 rushing yards a game and only 3.9 yards a carry, top 5 in the NFL caliber numbers.
Second down on the give. Pacheco breaks a tackle. Strong run, but then he runs into Ramsey and others.
It was a tough slog for the Seahawks against Vegas. Kenneth Walker carried it 14 times, just 26 yards. That's 2 games in a row he's been under 2 a run.
Walker going nowhere, wrapped up before he even got started.
Much of the Rams' success against Seattle may depend on who's taking snaps. Matthew Stafford left their Week 11 game against the Saints with a potential concussion and didn't play versus the Chiefs. Instead, it was Bryce Perkins getting the start, 100 yards, 4.3 yards per attempt average. Touchdown, 2 picks, not ideal.
Perkins tipped at the line, and that's intercepted. Nick Bolton's got that.
He now goes up against a Seattle defense that just picked Derek Carr twice. They also gave up 3 TDs and 295 yards. Seattle secondary hasn't shined against a lot of QBs in 2022.
Now throwing, and wide open is Mac Hollins. Hollins down the sideline for the touchdown.
Even if Stafford starts, he certainly hasn't been lighting up opposing defenses. How do you spell Super Bowl hangover? 10 touchdowns to 8 interceptions and one of the lowest passer ratings of his career. That's how.
To the air, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson, his first of the year, and a pick 6.
Given the Rams' air woes, they're averaging just 200 passing yards a game this season. Maybe they should take a page from the Raiders' playbook and just pound the rock. Vegas ran the ball 40 times for 283 yards against Seattle.
Jacobs, 5. Jacobs breaking free, going to the end zone for the touchdown.
Hawks have the NFL's 4th worst rush defense, Seattle giving up more than 150 yards a game at almost 5 yards a pop, bottom 10 in the league.
Samir White again running room, 20, close to the 15. 15-yard line.
LA counters with Perkins and Cam Akers. Perkins is a mobile QB, got 44 yards on almost 5 a run versus the Chiefs. Akers, 37 yards, 4.6 per.
Trying to get the run going. Akers gets to the edge. Strong run from Cam Akers.
So not the matchup fans expected when the season began, but still playoff positioning at stake, not to mention pride. Have some yourself and complete the preview with your thoughts and predictions. I have no thoughts, like almost ever, but I do have 10 predictions.